So the Minister of Finance, Tito Mboweni, in his budget speech, he said that they will be setting aside 23 billion a year to financially support Eskom during its reconstruction. So since it's been happening in South Africa and it's been happening now, what do you guys think of the load shedding and Eskom as a whole?
My first question is, how did Eskom end up in that trouble? Because I don't see how the government is supposed to intervene by giving them money that they could have used somewhere else by rescuing Eskom. Because I mean, we all know it's corruption. They in this situation because of corrupt officials in Eskom. So like I don't really see the need for that.
But Eskom is the only thing that powers South Africa. So if the government is going to intervene, the other forms of renewable energy, solar energy,
and that is exactly the reason. That's exactly the reason why Eskom knows that it will be rescued. It's like SAA, man. This thing is like SAA because they know that they will be rescued. So no matter what we do, no matter how much we mess up, the government will rescue us. Why? Because we're the one powering South Africa.
And looking at the economy of the country, it is not that possible for the government to intervene immediately. They might have made a speech and say, okay, they're going to do this, they're going to give Eskom this money, but let's be honest, let's be realistic with this whole situation because it's a process that's going to take long. You understand? So I feel like there should be measures that are put in place. Like for instance, there should be solutions. What happens now? What is the way forward? Because the money's not going to pop now and everything is just fixed immediately.
And already, I mean, we're operating in South Africa, we're operating at a deficit, we're operating at a loss. Now we're taking out more money on top, like unexpected. It's like you didn't know you have this expenditure in your budget, and now all of a sudden someone is in trouble and you have to take out that money. So it's really unnecessary burden, I feel. And I don't know, probably our government should look into other alternatives because I mean,
such as,
I don't know, solar energy, for example. Solar.
Then how would they fund that?
Because the issue is about coal. Apparently, we ran out of coal, and that is the reason why we ended up here. But we know, man, people are throwing money in that thing. Now they can't buy more coal.
So this is also about corruption.
It is about corruption. I feel it is about corruption.
And then the other thing that's happening is that because of load shedding, the economy is going down. Because every time there is load shedding, the rand goes down, goes down. And that's a problem.
I can think of a time where we were writing a test in class and there was load shedding. The test had to be rescheduled by an hour and a half. And we only had to write like half of the test. So the test was out of 100, but we only wrote for 45. And that is affecting the integrity, the quality of the schoolwork that we're doing. So it's really not good. And you can imagine also in businesses having to cut off electricity 3 times a day. Can you just think of how much they're losing?
And we also look at the businesses, they're also affected by this thing because let's make an example, factories, like their production stopped because of Eskom. So we understand how it holistically affects the whole country. It does not only affect certain places but businesses. What happens to them? What is the way forward with them? You understand? So I feel like it does affect the economy of the country and how our production. You understand? So now, as much as there's a problem of the coal and everything, but the other things that are being affected now. So,
And even though they're telling us when the load shedding is going to be, it's not helping in a way because businesses have to use money to buy generators and that costs a lot of money where they could have used that money for something else.
But still, with that schedule itself, it's not reliable because I mean, sometimes they say it's gonna go at 6, and you're already in stuff, but then it doesn't go. Or sometimes they say this is today's stage 1, only to find out now it's stage 2. So that just shows how critical the condition is and how badly it's really affecting us. But my question is, do government officials' houses also go off?
I don't think so. I'm sure they have generators in the back of the house. Like when the load shedding starts, they don't even see the load shedding started. It just goes on automatically. So what do you guys think that that the country can do, or what can we do to maybe, I won't say stop the load shedding, but to reduce load shedding?
I think we should educate each other as a country how to save electricity, because we do a lot of things, like we waste a lot of electricity because it does also. It's like we speak about the environment, what must you do so that the climate change doesn't take over and everything. So I feel like there should be there should be people, agents that come to community and educate people about what must you do for us to be able, because the government might intervene, but it's also our responsibility as people that we should do something about this. What must you do? What is our way forward? So I feel like people, must in rural areas, should be educated about, listen, you must do this so that we can save electricity, do this and do this and do this. So I feel like there should be education station for people who don't know what they must do when it comes to electricity.
But that has been happening. Like, for example, on TV, they tell you how to save
But
electricity.
remember, not all of us are educated.
To add on to what you're saying, we as a people, I think, should take back our power. We should let the government know that we are not dependent on them. They are dependent on us because we vote them into power. And in doing that, I mean, we would see a lot of change.
With what you just said, that this thing has been on TV and everything, but remember, the target, who are we targeting? If we speak about rural areas, who are we targeting? People, there are a lot of people, they are not educated. So we must make sure we go to their level, we make more research to them. But, okay, these people are not educated, how must we educate them? What must we do? What practical means must we put in so that they can understand the situation of the load shedding? Because as much as we can speak here as educated people who are educated, they don't know what's going on. Some of them can't even read through the stages. But it was also difficult for me when it comes to stages. When they gave us the thingy, I couldn't read it. I had to call my friend every time and say, listen, what's going on? Which stage are we in? So now imagine for someone who lives at rural areas who do not understand even the stage, let alone the word stages. Do you understand? What does it mean?
But
So I feel
also,
like
the uneducated,
Yeah.
they even waste electricity.
And in
there
most
is a
areas,
possibility they do waste electricity, because
Yes,
remember,
that's
they are
what I mean.
uneducated.
and in most areas in the Eastern Cape, they don't have electricity.
I think what Sima just
No.
brought up is also very important. The other issue why Eskom is in trouble. Yes, it can be corrupt officials at Eskom, but also like in townships where we come from, people do something called nyoka nyoka. I don't know how to
Yes.
say that, but yeah,
There's still electricity.
there's still electricity. Like you find that there's like wires on the streets connected from one house to another or directly from the tower, and that is also one of the reasons why Eskom is so under pressure. And load shedding, you must remember, load shedding is Eskom trying to make sure that we have electricity for the next coming years, because they switch off a lot of places to decrease the load that they carry. So that is them trying to find a way. So I don't know if they don't have any other way.
So we're shifting
To
the
try
brain.
and fix
It's
this.
like a mirror now. We're looking
An
at the
advocate
government.
for Eskom.
Yes.
And
Yeah, no, which is a good thing, because now we're not saying we just like you say, we are the people. We have also responsibility in this issue.
Exactly.
So we can't just look at the lens of the government and say, no, we blame you, we blame Eskom, but what is our contribution to this whole issue? So I feel like, Nyan, honestly, we should also take responsibility and not be ignorant with the whole
But the
situation.
majority of us, we are born into poverty and we stay in poverty for the rest of our lives. So that when you succeed for the whole community. That's a lot of pressure. So I don't think we could put the responsibility on us as a people, as in Muti. We must.
But remember, you said the government is made by us.
As a city.
So that means
said
the
the
corrupt
government.
people is still us.
It's still us. You said the government is made
The
by
one
us.
person that the community sent to try and stand for them is the same person who
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Because you born, if I'm out here trying to make it for my family, I need to get yours and yours only. Right? And then you can look at other people. Like Zuma made sure he was safe.
Yeah.
And his family, they were
Uganda.
good. And then he was like, okay, sure, I can give out to my neighbors.
But remember,
That's the majority of us in poverty.
Yeah.
You're not about to save the whole of South Africa when you're in poverty. That's where corruption comes in our politics.
So why was one of the conditions of the minister giving Eskom this money, this subsidy in a way, whatever they will call it? What was one of the conditions? Because I know that he said you guys are going to get this much amount.
But even last year when Praveen was Minister of Finance, he said that Eskom needs to change, I don't know, the head again, they need to restructure. Even then, they did that. Even now, they're facing the same problems. You can't attack the same problem with the same
strategy.
way, and you see no change. Like, think of something else.
But
But
also,
remember-
if government doesn't subsidize or doesn't give them money, what do we say? Must you stay in life?
And guys, one
Out.
thing
Situation.
and one thing I've noticed, guys, is that the government is always implementing international things. You understand
Yes,
what I'm saying?
Usasa
We're a
also.
developing country, we're not as developed as other countries. So what they do is that they go to those whatever countries and
Like
they sign
England and-
whatever convention that they have, and they come and implement it, not knowing who are they targeting here, what are our needs. So I feel like the government is also failing us in that situation. They can't just implement strategies that they've seen in other countries. What's in developed countries? We're still developing.
No, but
I feel
I
like
think
that's
they could.
where
I
feel like that's where now the
disagree with you.
strategies. I feel like that's where strategies are failing because we've been implementing strategies that from other countries.
No, I disagree with you there. No,
Okay.
but Germany apparently went through something similar to
Yeah.
South Africa.
Yeah.
Is Germany a developing country or
No,
developed
we
country?
went through something like this. We could look at South Africa like, oh, Germany went through this. Oh my gosh, and now they're striding. What they do is apparently, you get paid if you save, you get your electricity bill, then you pay your amount. Then if you save, say 20% of your electricity, I think you must go research it. I'm not sure. I'm just talking hearsay. If you save 20%, you get paid for saving electricity. Then we could implement that in South Africa to solve. No, we could in suburbs, not in the villages, and in the villages and in all
In
sectors
townships
in
as well.
we could
But the
implement that.
And if you say, we all want money. If you get, they tell you, Uti, I'm gonna pay you this amount for saving 20%. You're gonna make sure, Uti, your child, the fridge, the geyser is off at a certain
All the
time.
time, that's very
the
true.
fridge is closed immediately after it's open because you're getting money
Oh, okay.
for a service that is
For-
provided to you.
So you think that strategy would work?
No,
Yes, I think
we
I
should-
get you. I get your point, but I feel like currently that's what they're doing. They're implementing things from other countries. But in that particular situation, we could use that. But they're not only working with. Is that what country was that?
Germany.
Germany. There are other countries that they're working with that are developed and they implement their policies. They come with their policies and they implement it here. That's where the problem starts. Because remember, the target is different. The economy is different. My English.
People in South Africa,
different.
abundance.
Yeah.
They're not like Germany
Yeah,
people.
Germany people.
Civilized
They
and
should
stuff.
also look at those things. What are they implementing?
No,
Who's
but Germany
implementing
wasn't
our
always
policies?
civilized. They went to war for killing Jews when the man was a Jew.
But let's talk about us, because for example, I know that when they were introducing this prepaid electricity